Here are 7 things you should do if you are supposed to be serving as an executor of an estate. Now, these are the things I would immediately do, and they're things that are commonly not mentioned to executors. Now, most people, they just don't understand what to do because they've never served as an executor before. So what are some of the things that you should get done before you ever start distributing any assets or doing any of the things that most people think, that's what an executor does? I'm Taylor Willingham. I'm a probate attorney. I have probated hundreds of estates. So let me give you some of advice on what I would do if I was asked to be an executor. First, the very first thing that I would do is help people file for survivor benefits for Social Security. Okay, so parents, spouses, minor children, all have rights to survivor benefits through Social Security. I would help get those filed immediately to get the income coming in to help out the family. Number 2, the most important thing is getting control of the will. Now, I shouldn't say the most important thing. It's one of the most important things. You wouldn't believe how many people try to destroy a will after someone's passed away, especially if they're going to be cut out. So getting that original will and getting control of it. Also part of that, I include gathering important documents that you're going to need later on. I would get like a little filing cabinet thing that I could put everything in so I could start organizing everything, because people are going to ask you for stuff all the time. They're going to ask you for a driver's license, so you want a copy of that. They're going to ask you for Social Security cards. They're going to ask you for death certificates. You want all that in an organized place that you can carry with you. One of those like accordion file things would be probably the best thing that you can get. Or the next thing that I could really encourage you to do ASAP, that is secure guns. If there are guns in the home of the deceased person, get them and secure them. Make sure they're protected, and make sure you understand the laws of your state before you do this. So every state has different rules about who can possess certain guns. One of the things you don't want to happen is, let's say Bill, who's passed away, has his son Jimmy, who is a felon, and Jimmy's very excited about the fact that he's going to go take Dad's guns. Well, you want to get those secure, get those in a safe, get them protected so they don't end up on the streets. It's not very good, because the biggest amount of theft that happens in this country is after someone passes away. The next thing, now usually the family's going to do this, but I would be involved in the process of this, and that is the funeral. Help out with funeral arrangements. Help the family get this set up and figure out where you could be. The hardest part is paying for it. And often they're going to need the executor to do things to get assets. You might have to file some type of an emergency filing with the court in order to get access to a bank account to help get someone buried or cremated. So you want to get involved with the family to make sure they have enough money to bury the individual. And there are a lot of procedures with courts to get money quickly in order for this to happen. Like I said before, the next thing is securing assets. And the reason why is, like I said, the biggest amount of theft happens after someone passes away, and it doesn't happen by strangers. It's the family who comes in and starts taking the property. They say, oh, this is mine. Dad wanted me to have this. Mom wanted me to have this, and they take it. Well, that's not how it works. The will is the thing that distributes the property. It doesn't matter what someone said during their lifetime. If you, for example, there's a wedding ring and mom always promised it to one daughter, and the will does not say that, that wedding ring is property of the estate. It has to be distributed to the beneficiaries who are listed. Now, that being said, a family can come to an agreement on distribution of property. So let's say there's 3 kids. Afterwards, they can all agree, yeah, that's supposed to go to the sister, but you need to protect those assets because there might be a disagreement about who is supposed to get that ring. One of the most obvious to me, but never done, is collecting the pictures, the writings, all the things to preserve the story of the deceased person. Money's great. People are going to be very happy, but I consider a very important part of being an executor is the honor to collect and preserve the story of an individual who's passed away. You might even have enough material that you might be able to submit stuff and pay someone to write the story of this individual who's passed away. I couldn't think of a greater honor that you could do for someone who's passed. These are things I would talk to the family about, whether they would want that. But I would look at heavily getting the pictures, scanning them in. Take the time to preserve the story of this individual. Remember, if you were picked to be an executor, it's supposed to be the honor to do this. So I try to put that together the best I can. And last is create a list of professionals this individual used who passed away. You want to know who was their attorney, who was their CPA, who's the pastor, who are the people that would have information if you need to get it, and have their phone numbers and addresses, and I'd have that list available. These are the 7 things that I would do. I would do this. This is kind of laying the foundation so you're able to move forward. Being an executor can last for years. And as my law professor always would tell us in law school, if someone asks you to be an executor, it's like doing drugs. You just say no, because it's a lot of work and no pay. But that's what I would do. Hopefully this helps you, and good luck to you. And thank you for serving as the executor.